itch, got an itch, got an itch. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my May and my June wrap up because yeah, I haven't recorded a video in a very long time. Now in May I picked out 4 books for a theme and I only read 2 of them, and then I kind of got distracted and read a bunch of other books. And then in June I had my wisdom teeth taken out, which the surgery was a little bit more invasive because of the way my teeth were angled, so the recovery time took a little bit longer, and I just started reading whatever I felt like reading, and I completely ignored the TBR pile that I set in May, and now I have this hefty set of books to show you, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you. I said I was going to read these 4 books all in May. They're all kind of fairy tale inspired books, but I only read 2, and they're the ones that I wasn't as excited to read. The ones that I was most excited to read I didn't even pick up. So those books are right here. The first one is While Beauty Slept by Elizabeth Blackwell. This is a historical fiction reimagining of Sleeping Beauty, and this is a bit of a darker tale, and it's told from the eyes of a servant named Elise. Now ever since she was little, her mother has been telling her about the castle and life in the castle, and she kind of grew up wanting to work there, and she finally makes her way there years and years later. And it's all about her working for the royal family and the life behind the scenes and kind of like the real story behind Sleeping Beauty. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. It is a new release, so if you want to go check it out, it's still pretty new. The next book that I picked up was Darkfever by Karen Marie Moning. I really enjoyed this one. This is a paranormal romance about fae, and it's about a girl named Michaela, and her sister has been murdered, and her sister's been studying abroad in Ireland, and she's been murdered, and the case kind of goes cold. So Michaela decides to go to Ireland and discover the truth behind her sister's murder and kind of get the police working on the case again. And while she's there, she discovers a few things about herself. One, that there are fae out in the world and she can see them, and she has a special gift, a very rare special gift. And then she also meets somebody who's kind of helping her, and that is Mac. Mac's kind of using her for his own needs. He's a bit of a mystery. But yeah, I really enjoyed the story. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. If you're looking for a paranormal romance series, this is really good. This is the first in like a 7-book series, and I own most of them, so I need to get on and read the rest. So after those, I kind of got distracted and I decided to pick up the Marked Men series. Now, I actually own 2 books. The reason I own 2 of the rule books is because I bought one off of Barnes & Noble, and then I saw the other one. I saw it on Book Outlet for cheaper, for like $5, so, or something like that. So I ordered from Book Outlet, and I thought I canceled my Barnes & Noble order, but it didn't take. So I'm gonna give one to my sister-in-law. But this was actually a reread for me. I read this a few years ago when it first came out. I read the ebook, and then I don't even think, because this is more of a formal copy, I think the only copy available was probably a, you know, those indie books that are kind of big and are formatted kind of funny. But anyway, this is about Shaw and Rule. I'm not going to go into the story of them, but I really enjoyed this. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. So then I went on to read Jet, Rome, and Nash, and I really enjoyed all of these. I would say I gave all of these 5 out of 5 stars. Definitely enjoyed them. The next book is, I don't know when the next book is going to be released, but I'm really excited to get into it. Yeah, great reads. So then I decided to pick up the second book in a series that I've read before, and the first one is called Tamed, and this one is, you can't even see the cover, it's twisted, it's a little whited out, But this is Twisted by Emma Chase. You continue reading about Drew and Catherine, and I don't want to spoil you on anything, but OMG, what Drew did was horrible, and let me just say, if somebody were to do that to me, I would never forgive them. But this whole book starts off as a misunderstanding that goes on between the couple, and then it just kind of spins out of control from there, and I really enjoyed it. 5 out of 5 stars. This series is really, really funny, and Drew's kind of a jerk, but I just love it. It's really, really funny, so check it out if you're interested. It's more of an adult fiction read than it is an adult romance than it is a new adult book, but yeah, check it out if you're interested. And then I went on to read Before Jamaican Lane by Samantha Young. This is the 3rd book in her On Dublin Street series, which is a series I really, really love. This one is about Olivia, who's very, very shy and insecure, and she meets Nate and kind of becomes part of like the group. They all hang out together. Yeah, and they just kind of get along. They instantly hit it off. He's a bit of a man horse. She's really shy, but she's kind of in love with him, but she goes in thinking we will never ever work out. You know, he's definitely would never be interested in me, and so that kind of makes her a little bit more comfortable around him. And she decides one day that she wants to kind of, you know, step out of her comfort zone and date somebody, and so she needs help with her confidence. So she asks Nate for help, and things kind of from there move on to their story, and I really, really enjoyed this. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really like Samantha Young, and I love her writing, so if you're interested in an adult romance, check out this series. And then I'm going to move on to my Kindle. In May, I think I read all of those books in May, and then I continued reading, I read Breakable by Tamara Weber. Can you see that? I read Breakable by Tamara Weber. This is the companion book to Easy, and this, I really, really liked Easy. This one, I'll give this 3.5 out of 5 stars. I mean, it was good. It wasn't terrible. It's just I don't know. This is from the guy's perspective, and it definitely goes into more detail about his past, which I wasn't too interested in, but I still really liked the story, but it wasn't terrible, so 3.5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, and I read this for the New Adult Book Club on GoodReads. This was their contemporary pick for the month. From there, I decided to go on and read, what did I read? Oh, I read one of my favorite authors. She started a new series, and that is The Will, which is a Magdalene novel. I guess that's what the series is called. But this was kind of a little, I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but some of the things were kind of like, really, Kristen? Really? That's what you're going to do? So it's all about a girl whose grandmother passes away, and in her grandmother's will, her grandmother leaves her granddaughter to a guy. Like, how is that a premise to get the story going? Like, that alone you can't really accept because it's kind of silly, and definitely not something that can happen in real life or is even legal. But anyways, I look past that because I love Kristen Ashley. And I kept reading the story, and I was enjoying it. So this is all about a girl who's kind of closed off, and she's that way on purpose. She's trying to keep her feelings in check and tries not to get close to people because something that happened in her past. And so because of that, they've tried to make her really uppity and talk really formal-like, and it's really weird and uncomfortable. Like, it seems really forced. Like, it seems like somebody has like a fake accent, you know, like a fake British accent or something. It's very strange, and I don't know, I didn't buy it. It didn't seem like really like the character. I don't know, it's just really weird. Other than that, I still enjoyed the book, and I just love Kristen Ashley, so it's really hard for me to not enjoy one of her books. Just wish she could have tweaked a few things. So I'll give this 4 out of 5 stars. I still really enjoyed it. The next book that I read, and this is going into June. Now, once June hit around, I started just trying to read whatever I wanted. I was kind of in the mood for historical romance, but I couldn't find anything. But then I found this series. I don't know the name of the series, but this is The Guardian by Margaret Mallory. It's the first in a 4-book series all about, I think it's like Scottish historical romance, or maybe Irish historical romance. I don't know, but I really liked it. This is all about 4 warriors. It sounds funny saying that. 4 warriors who go off fighting, and then a few years later they come back to the home to find that it's kind of been overtaken, and it's all about their love story. Each book is based on each of the warriors. So this is all about the main character. Before he left, he was down in a compromising position with one of his close friends, and he kind of resented her and blamed her. He had this idea in his head that he was going to marry somebody else, but he was forced to marry her, and then he just kind of leaves her for years and never comes back, and kind of has been ignoring her this whole time. So when he comes back to somebody who's grown up and beautiful, of course, and it's all about their story. I really enjoyed it. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars because it was something that I really enjoyed. I was definitely in the mood for this kind of series. And then I went on to read the second book, which is The Sinner, and this is all about the main character. I forget their names, but the main character in here, he's kind of a man whore, and he of course decided that he will never marry, and then he meets this girl whose father is like trying to marry her off to somebody and make some sort of alliance, and I don't know, it's just their kind of relationship is sort of accidental. They both don't mean to start a relationship, but they kind of end up falling in love, of course. So this is all of their story. Also gave this 5 out of 5 stars just because I enjoyed it, and that's what my ratings are based on. The third book in the series is called The Warrior, and this main character's name is Duncan. I remembered his name, but he's in love with the chief's daughter, and this is all before he left to go fighting across the seas. He was completely in love with her, and she was in love with him, but of course the dad wasn't too happy with this relationship, so he kind of got in the way, and there's a misunderstanding going on, of course, like a lot of romances. But I really enjoyed this story, and I loved hearing about Duncan, and I think her name was Myra maybe. And then we get to the last one, the last book in the series, which I also gave a 5 out of 5 stars. But this is about the warrior who's meant to be chief, and of course he can't marry. He has to marry somebody who he can gain an alliance with another family, with another clan. And in the background, one of his best friend's little sister is in love with him and has kind of been in love with him her whole life. So it's all about their story, and yeah, I really enjoyed that series. I think Margaret Mallory has another historical romance series, so if I'm ever feeling in the mood again for something along those lines, I'll probably go ahead and check those books out. But those were the 4 books that I read in June. I think I did read a few other ones before I found this series, but I don't remember what they were because they were online and free. And then the last series that I read, I'm really not going to even go into detail about because I don't remember all of them. I read them, and this stupid Kindle won't show me the cover. Okay, can you see that? I don't know. I'll put a picture right here. But I read Baby Love by Katherine Anderson, and this is the first book in a very long contemporary series about a family. So you read about one couple, and then you go on to the brother and their couple, and it just goes on and on and on. But I would say I gave this series like a 4 out of 5 stars as I went through, because I read 6 books in this series, the first 6. As I was going through, I kind of got less and less interested. I think it was because I was reading so much of the same author and kind of like the same, I don't know, format of, I don't know. Yeah, so 4 out of 5 stars. It was an enjoyable contemporary romance. So if you're into those, go ahead and check that out on GoodReads. I'll leave the link to this series down below if you're interested. But that's it for today. There was a lot of books I went through, and I was trying to be a little bit more informal and just talk, so if I tripped over any of my words, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to like cut down on my editing of the videos, because editing videos takes freaking forever, especially with my computer breaking it up, and it just makes my computer run slower and then all this editing time. So I'm keeping any mishaps in except for the part where I felt like sneezing. Yeah, so that's it for today. That's my May and June wrap up. Tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and post my July TBR. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out tomorrow. And that's it. I will see you tomorrow. Bye!